The whole of me is an unfinished room. Thick layers of dust caked in the corners underneath the dust sheets. Paint flecks solidifying carpet fibres. Probably in need of a good hoover. When I watch myself in the mirror, I'm not really sure who or what I'm watching, or how many of us are behind me, peering, leering. The mirror attempts to show me an objective truth. And if I'm honest with myself, I thank it for that, but I just don't think I can see it. It's too muddled up with my own riddles, rules, and regulations. Internalized ableism.
Did you hear that?
I am a coalescence of myths. I write love letters to each version of myself I know to exist, and the pile is intimidatingly large. I wonder which one I'll be singing sonnets to today.
It's like I spent years putting up masking tape to make sure I didn't paint over the edges, but then it turns out I needn't have bothered because there's paint fucking everywhere and no one else stayed in their lines anyway.
I'm finding it harder to leave the house. Not because of myself. Sometimes because of myself. I'm just finding it harder to place myself near other human beings. I've been hyper-analysing their behaviour for way too long, pathologising them as well as myself. A series of violent misunderstandings. Sometimes I spend days, weeks, months, sitting and stewing in the tar pit of other people's glaring eyes. A tiny private hell. I don't often see myself reflected in their milky corneas. And I didn't wish to be exiled, but sometimes you need to spend some time with your mirror self to find the reflection you really needed. We look in mirrors praying for stories that we've seen before. But then we don't recognise them because it was never up to us to write them in the first place. It was never with our consent. It creates a dissonance. Like when you're brushing your teeth and you smell rust on your fingertips. When you taste that viscous mixture of toothpaste and blood. It's a dissonance that inflates you with a thick purple smog, and sure, you're floating, but your feet are never really rooted to the ground. And it's been long, and it's been arduous, but I'm tending to my roots now. I'm tending to my roots now. Before completely objective mirrors, I have shot myself with my eyes. But death refused my advances. I've walked on my walls each night through strange landscapes in my head. I can't go out anymore. I shall sit on my ceiling. Will you wear my eyes?